Nick M. Houston, not to be Mr. Negative, but opening up trading again on MMTLP to me is highly unlikely. Let's just be real and stop the hopium. There's no way the judge comes back and says, okay, FINRA, open it up. Not with that attitude. That's what I have to say. Like, fight for what's right. And what's right is 2 more days of trading. So fight for that. Don't just lay down and take it. I never understood the psychology of giving up, right? Like, if there's a shot, take it. Be a goddamn legend. Like, I don't understand the well, it's hard. It's not gonna go our way. Because if it does go your way, your name gets put on like plaques and statues, and they write books about it. Like, be a legend, man. No skin off your back to fight for what's right. Especially in situations like you fight for what's right and you end up losing, then you lost. Okay. But if you don't fight for what's right and you end up losing, well, then you're just a loser. So buck up, Buttercup. You gotta do what you can to raise awareness. And it might not be this battle that gets won, but you know what? That puts in the forefront of the mind of the regulators and elected officials the next time it happens. They go, oh crap, it happened again. We have now a stock that has 4 million investors all pissed off and yelling at us rather than 65,000. So fight. Yeah, it might seem like Sisyphus pushing a rock up a hill. But you know what? You get that rock high enough up the hill and you let it go, it's going to steamroll something. So it'll cause some damage on the way down. So, fight, man. Fight for your right to party, says Peter Joy. Yeah, fight. Leo B. Houston, I had a glitch in my TD account today. 36,000 for a brief 1 minute before it went back to normal. I think the bogus Acme QSIP was having a moment. Anyone else see this in the TD account? I don't have TD, so I did not see that. But is it like, does it still record like as a blip throughout your day? If you open it up, you'll see like this weird spike. I wonder if somebody did a gray market sale for some reason. Richard White, Destiny will deliver an outcome that is correct, just, and inevitable, though it may take a long time to come to be. I like this quote. Yeah, well, Destiny to like hurry its ass up. Pour no more. First trade says I have to pay $335 per stock certificate, $25 to reorg process QSIP MLT to register my shares in my name by 1/20/23. They fucking crazy. Yeah, I would call them back, tell them that the S1 says there's no charge, and ask why the hell they suck so much of their job. And there's no time limit to register either. Like, you should be able to register anytime. So this whole registering by 1/20/23 is a load of hogwash. It's a complete false date. Huge ass. Is all the silence on MMTLP a good thing? Is there silence? I mean, John Berta is all over Twitter. He's talking to Charles Payne. Sounds like they might be doing like a full half an hour or 1 hour special with Charles Payne on naked short selling. He, Wes Christian, and a whole bunch of other CEOs of heavily shorted companies. And from the MMAT side, George made a post to StockTwits, basically said, don't take my silence as me not doing anything. And then he left it at that. So there probably are things in action and happening. But John Berta can talk about it because he resigned his position as a board member. He's like, I'm out. I'm going to talk about this shit. And that's what he's doing. The others who are still on the boards of the companies, they really can't say much. So their lawyers are going, shut up. And they're doing that. Okay. Taduli, did I say that right? Tadulus. How many shares does TD Ameritrade have? 5 million. If so, it costs $500 per share. That's $2.5 billion. That's tough business. I think the estimates from Russ's survey so far is around 12 million. And I don't know if that's from what's been reported or if that's an extrapolation of the data. So, might be just what's been reported so far. First Cent, can you please discuss how Rosa is using this, if she is? I don't know if she's using this. She did mention in her most recent filing that it was never meant to trade. The company said it was never meant to trade, and they traded it anyway, based on information that was expired and old. So that was not FINRA doing its job, and that was those two broker-dealers breaking the fundamental rules in 15 C211 that said you got to contact the issuer and get information, up-to-date information from them. And they lied to FINRA and said they had up-to-date information when they're using information from a company that no longer exists. So, yeah. Herman Hartner de-asked half of the presumed NextBridge shares from TDA to AST to begin filling it up for real. The other half keeps me with skin in the game if MTLP reopens, but I doubled my ask price to compensate. How did you afford to do that if they're asking like $500 per share? I know someone said that they talked them. They said, all right, we'll waive the fee. We'll send an email. And they never sent an email to that person. How are you affording that, Herman? If TDA is charging so much money for the transfer. Owen Saunders, Evening Pal, I'm not going to lie. I can't help but feel like we'll be screwed with MMTLP. I want to feel like Forrest Gump, where he says he doesn't have to worry about money anymore. I mean, I can understand, people being down the dumps on some of these things, going, oh, bummer, man. But, keep fighting. Just go do it. I mean, what's he gonna do, right? You can mope, or you can spend that same energy kicking ass. And that's my opinion on that. Shop my life away. Thanks for all you do. Thank you as well. Hope life in New York is going well for you. Blank, why would my NextBridge have Core Pack next to it and the U3 Halt still on? Anything the brokers are doing right now is completely just like, just completely seat of their pants. They're making it up as they go along because they have no direction from FINRA as to what they're supposed to be doing. And part of the problem is that once the stock becomes non-trading, like it's removed from all exchanges, such as NextBridge, that it's no longer FINRA's problem. So FINRA's like, well, it's not even our problem anymore because it's not a tradable stock. Well, you made it a problem before it became untradeable. So you got to fix that first. And that's what Rose is arguing. So the brokers are just, they're making it up as they go along. Because they don't know how to allocate these shares because there's too many people who claim to own shares. And until you shave off a few 100 million owners or a few 100 million shares, you cannot allocate them because they can't get allocated one-to-one because they're paper, remember? You can't split up that paper. You can't make an electronic trail. So I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't think they know either. They're waiting for somebody above their pay grade to just to do this, and then they'll do that. FIRAM's AMC, I'm stuck, unable to transfer my MMTLP to AST because I can't afford the transfer fees. That seems to be a thing. When they tell you that they're going to charge you these transfer fees, show them the S1 where it says it doesn't cost any money, and show them AST saying it doesn't cost any money. So ask them what that fee actually means if there's actually no fee being charged by the company, because that seems to be fraud. So just throw that fraud word out there, and say, hey, you're committing fraud by saying that you're going to charge me for this, by blaming other people for these fees, but these fees don't exist. So do that. Eric, it seems brokers are starting to just register AST to no charge to fill up their quota, then trading either resumed or they just stopped answering customer service. Once AST is full, they don't care. I mean, once it's full and you are one of the folks not in there, they're going to have to buy your shares or something. They're gonna have to do something to close that up, because once it's full, then you go, hey, can I transfer? And they go, it cannot. You're like, but I have a legal right to transfer. Why won't you let me? So that might be a reason why they're doing that 120, is trying to force as many people to transfer as possible. And so if they do open up a gray market, they don't have to worry about the ones in AST anymore. AST has to worry about that. They only have a set number that they have to worry about in their brokerages.